This is the Classic Baseball Broadcast Network, where we believe there is nothing like hearing about history from those who lived it. Listen to our full catalog of broadcasts at classicbaseballbroadcast.com. If you enjoy the podcast, please help me out and do one of three things. Follow, subscribe this podcast, and leave a review. It really helps. Share us with your baseball friends. Let them know about us. Or jump over to members.ThisDayInBaseball.com. Join our email list, community, and our family of baseball podcasts.
Dodger Baseball is on the air, brought to you by Farmer John, who provides your family with the finest and freshest eastern corn-fed pork and pork products, including bacon, ham, sausage, wieners, and luncheon meats. By your nearby Toyota dealer. See the Toyota Corona with room enough to fit a family and power enough to move them. By Olympia Beer, that great light beer from Tumwater, Washington. It's the water and a lot more. And by your Union 76 dealers. Drive in where you see the big orange ball. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil. Well, hi, everyone. This is Jerry Doggett along with Vin Scully. Here we are at Busch Stadium in St. Louis for the game between the Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. This broadcast is presented with the permission of the Los Angeles Dodgers Incorporated. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written permission of the Los Angeles Dodgers Incorporated is prohibited. It's a rainy day in St. Louis. The weatherman has come along now with a forecast that it might stop raining for a while, and we might be able to squeeze in the ball game between the showers. It has been raining off and on all night and all morning. In fact, the most recent shower about 45 minutes ago here in St. Louis. But now the ground crew at work getting the field in shape. AstroTurf here in St. Louis, it has been sponged off. The infield dirt was covered by the tarp. It is now being dressed up, and we should be underway with the ball game in a very few moments. It's a big day in the life of young Doug Rao out of Columbus, Texas, and he came to the Dodgers by way of Albuquerque and a couple of good seasons in the minors. For Doug, he is making his first major league start, although he pitched earlier this year for the Dodgers, just about a month ago, in fact, at Cooperstown, New York, in the exhibition game against the New York Yankees. In that game, Rao pitched 3 strong innings, developed a blister on his pitching hand, and had to come out after the Yankees got to him. But Rao went back to Albuquerque, finished up in a blaze of glory, and he's with us now, and will start today's ball game. Young Doug Rao out of Columbus, Texas. We'll have the starting lineups and other pregame notes for you after this message.
If Farmer John were to fly a pennant over his place, naturally it would say the easternmost in quality and the westernmost in flavor. Farmer John likes me to remind you folks now and then that this is not a slogan, but a fact. It's an expression of Farmer John's way of doing things differently and why his products are different. Now you take Farmer John bacon. Every ounce is eastern corn-fed pork, the finest and the freshest, because Farmer John brings the pork out here live, not frozen or in cold storage like most other packers do. Then the meat's dressed fresh, cured into bacon here in the West. So Farmer John bacon is just as fresh and the same highest quality as bacon in the Eastern Corn Belt, hence the easternmost in quality. Then Farmer John smokes his bacon a secret old-time Western way over native Western wood to give it a marvelous Western flavor, which adds up to the westernmost in flavor. So put it all together and you have words with genuine meaning. Farmer John bacon, the easternmost in quality, and believe me, the westernmost in flavor.
Here at St. Louis, the ground crew putting the finishing touches now to getting the ballpark ready for the game. Skies overhead, dreary gray, and it looks like it could rain any moment. But we are hoping, of course, that the weatherman's forecast is correct. We'll have a couple of hours gap in here so that we are able to get the ball game in. If you're ready now, we'll give you the lineups for the ball game today. For the Dodgers, leading off, playing second base, Lee Lacy. Lacy at second. Bill Buckner will be in right field. Buckner. Willie Davis in center field. Davis batting third. Wes Parker will be at first base batting fourth. Willie Crawford in left field batting fifth. Crawford. Bobby Valentine is the third baseman. Valentine. Bill Russell will be at shortstop. Russell. Steve Yeager will do the catching. Yeager catching, and Doug Rao to do the pitching. They were teammates, of course, at Albuquerque earlier in the year before Yeager was called up. And Rao is called up before the Coast League goes into its playoff season, which begins next week. So the left-hander, Doug Rao, wears number 43, warming up in the bullpen down in left field. The batting order for the Cardinals, Lou Brock in left field. Ted Sizemore at second base. Bernie Carbo in right field. Joe Torre will play third base in today's game. Torre. The first baseman will be Ted Simmons, who normally is the catcher for the Cardinals. So Simmons will play first base today. Melendez will be in center field. Luis Melendez. The catcher will be Skip Jutzy, J-U-T-Z. Jutzy was the starting catcher in the second game last night. So Jutzy today will be the catcher again. And they move Ted Simmons to first base. That's an experiment the Cardinals are going to try for a few ball games here during September. The shortstop will be Dwayne Anderson. Anderson at short. And the pitcher is Don Durham. Durham, a right-hander who lost to the Dodgers in Los Angeles. He is 0-1 against them lifetime and 2-6 against the league this year with an earned run average of .380. Durham, hard-throwing right-hander, has shown that he has pretty good stuff. The umpires have come out now. We'll have the exchange of batting cards as Joe Torre brings the card up for the Cardinals, and Danny Ozark has the batting order for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Some pregame ceremonies are being concluded, and we're going to have the playing of our national anthem. For the game will be Mel Steiner at home plate, Williams at first, Stallo at second, and Sudol will be at third. Our pregame ceremonies have been concluded now, and if you will with us, we'll keep your fingers crossed. We understand the weather in California is bright, sunny, a beautiful day, but here it's anything but. Dreary, overcast, and the threat of rain is with us, and of course the ball club's hoping that they can get this one in. A postponement today would really create problems. It would necessitate a doubleheader tomorrow, and then the ball clubs would have to go into Labor Day for the regularly scheduled doubleheaders. The Dodgers against the Reds in Los Angeles Monday at 5 o'clock. The Cardinals play Montreal, a doubleheader here. Friends, here's a thrill waiting for some Dodger fan at Fan Appreciation Night, September 27th. He'll have a chance to reach into a fishbowl and come up with one of 5 keys. He will then approach a line of trailers, mobile homes, and campers, all of which will be seen later at the 20th Annual Trailer Coach Association's Mobile Home and Recreational Vehicle Show. Whichever vehicle the key fits becomes his. They range in value from $5,000 to $10,000, so he'll be a nervous picker. You'll find out there a 20-foot Champion home from Champion Builders Incorporated, an 18-foot Perfect Couple fifth-wheel trailer from Perfect Camper, a 28-foot Silver Streak Continental from the Silver Streak Trailer Company, an 18-foot Tioga motorhome by Fleetwood, and a 20-foot Road Ranger travel trailer manufactured by Kip Manufacturing Company. How would you like to fit the key into one of those? Well, call it your own. Maybe you will. Fan Appreciation Night, September the 27th. Waiting for the Cardinals to take the field here on the scoreboard. Not too much underway as yet. There's a lot of nighttime action, and now the Cardinals take the field. San Diego has come up with 3 runs in the second inning and lead Chicago 3-2. Caldwell against Milt Pappas. Twinider will find Philadelphia at Atlanta. New York will be at Houston for a night game. Strom going against Wilson. And the Astros have won 6 in a row. San Francisco will be at Pittsburgh, McDowell and Bryles. Montreal at Cincinnati. The Reds have won 11 out of 14. And the Astros, with their winning streak, haven't been able to make hardly a dent in the lead of Cincinnati. Torres against Nolan in the game at Cincinnati tonight. Kansas City at Boston, 2-0. Boston leads in the second inning. Chicago at New York, Bradley against Klein, no score, 1 inning. Cleveland, Minnesota, no score in the second inning, Dunning and Woodson. Later on, Detroit at Oakland, Lolich against Blue. That ought to be a good one, Mickey Lolich and Vida Blue. Milwaukee at Texas tonight, and Baltimore will be at California tonight to play the Angels at the Big A. It will be Palmer, 18-6, and May, 6-10. So that's everything on the scoreboard here in St. Louis. We're all set. Time to play ball. The Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And now for the play-by-play, here's Vin Scully. Vinny?
Thank you, Jerry. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good day to you, wherever you may be. It's been gray and rainy and everything else. The lights are being turned on in the ballpark. But thanks to the AstroTurf, we'll be able to get this game underway. It is the one thing about modern design, although they can't totally defeat the weather as they can do, let's say, in the Astrodome in Houston. Nevertheless, this game probably could not have been played in the old ballpark, nor could it have been played in any ballpark where they had grass. It just rained too hard and too long. But here, outside of the fact that the carpet is a little damp, why, there's no problem, and they'll get it underway. Lee Lacy, followed by Bill Buckner and then Willie Davis here in the first inning. Lacy hitting .261, so his average has drifted down a bit. Lee's big problem is just not to get discouraged. He's a kind of a youngster. When things go badly, he begins to doubt himself. So he needs a lot of pep talks. Right-handed Don Durham's first pitch is high and inside. The Lee, ball 1, 1-0. The Dodgers in the 10th game on this road trip have won 5 and lost 4. Thanks to splitting the doubleheader last night, they got above 500. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lee Lacy. Durham delivers, fastball for a strike, and the count 1-1. Dodgers have won 6 out of 10 from the Cardinals. They took 4 out of 6 at Dodger Stadium. They've split the 4 here, and the finale is tomorrow. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Lacy. Fastball fouled away. He was late, didn't get around on it. 1-2 the count. Tomorrow's game, remember, will be on Channel 9. Channel 9. The Dodgers and the Cardinals. Bill Singer and Reggie Cleveland. Warm up at 10:55. Breaking ball is looped to right field. Sizemore going out, and this one's going to fall for a base hit in front of Carbo. So Lee Lacy, a nubber into right field for a base hit, and the batter will be Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner, the right fielder, hitting .317. On deck, Willie Davis.
Batting second for the Dodgers, number 22.
Bill Buckner, the batter. Lee Lacy at first, held on by Ted Simmons. So the 3 top catchers in the National League have played other positions. There goes Lacy. The pitch swung on and missed. Jutsy's throw. They get him. Had to wait on Dick Stello, the second base umpire, got to the bag and slipped and started to fall, and he couldn't give a sign until he had regained his balance. But Lacy is thrown out. It's a tough track. Play going 2-6 from Skip Jutzy to Dwayne Anderson. 0-1 the count to Bill Buckner. With nobody out, the Dodgers were actually playing hit and run, and Buckner just failed to make contact. So Lacey is shot down. Durham can go back to a windup, and the strike one fastball is popped in the air foul to the left of the plate. Jutzy comes back. Skip is there to make the catch. 2 down. Ted Simmons, who's a super young catcher for the Cardinals, is playing first base today. That gives Skip Jutzy a chance to catch, and it gets Torrey back at third, where he does well. Johnny Bench, of course, has played third base and left field as well as catching. And the Pirates are thinking about putting Manny Sanguillen in left field and catching Milt May a while. And they, without a doubt, are the top 3 catchers in the league, and about as good as there would be anywhere. Here's Willie Davis. He takes outside, ball 1, 1-0. Davis batting .287. He's been, I would say, very consistent at that mark. He's been right around there for months and months now. The 1-0 pitch to Willie. Durham's pitch is low and away, ball 2. Mel Steiner is the plate umpire. Billy Williams at first. Dick Stello at second, and the crew chief, Ed Sudol, is on the line back at third. Jim Gilliam coaching at first, Danny Ozark at third. 2-0 pitch to Davis. Fastball, line drive right at Durham. Durham caught that thing right between his legs, just about thigh high, caught it, and then just dropped it and walked away. So Willie Davis, a bullet right back at Durham. No runs, 1 hit, and at the end of half an inning, Dodgers nothing, Cardinals coming up. Say, if you're set to buy a new car, that's great. The showroom cars will be looking good, but watch it. You'd better know that a lot of display cars are looking good because they're loaded with expensive options. Not so with Toyotas. A whole lot of nice appointments on a Toyota are standard. Things that could run you about $250 someplace else. Things like front disc brakes, reclining bucket seats, tinted windows, bumper guards, nylon carpeting, white walls. Toyota calls all these things standard equipment. Now, some other cars call them about $250 worth of options. That's based on a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices from published sources. So be sure to watch it. Be careful. When new cars are out to dazzle you, remember their fancy extras can have a very fancy extra price. And while supply lasts, pick up a free 100-page Olympic guidebook at participating Toyota dealers. Licensed drivers only, please. Bottom of the first inning, the Dodgers turned away empty-handed. Will set them defensively. On the mound, young Doug Rau, R-A-U, making his big league debut. Behind the plate, Steve Yeager. The infield, Wes Parker at first. Lee Lacey at second. The shortstop, Bill Russell. The third baseman, Bobby Valentine. The outfield, Willie Crawford is in left. Willie Davis is in center. And Bill Buckner is in right. Lou Brock, Ted Sizemore, and Bernie Carbo in that order. Lou Brock, the left fielder, left-hand batter, hitting .304. Doug Rau, Douglas James Rau by name, born in Columbus, Texas. He'll be 24 in December. He's left-handed all the way, 6'2", 180 pounds. He's a graduate of Texas A&M. He got a Bachelor of Science degree in Finance and Economics. The pitch to Lou Brock is high and away, ball 1, 1-0. Boy, he was a brilliant student. He had a scale, 3.8 on a scale of 4 for his 4 years in college. They've got a head out there on the mound. Doug Rau. The 1-0 pitch to Brock is waved at and missed, 1-1. Whether they have an arm out there remains to be seen. At Albuquerque, Rau was 14-3. Rau comes back 1-1, and the curveball over for a strike, 1-2. Rau pounding his spikes on the rubber. Doug lifts his head, looks in to get a sign from Yeager, and the 1-2 pitch to Brock is a ground ball to Russell. Bill is up with that, goes across to Parker for the out, 1 away, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
This is KTAR, Phoenix.
Don't ever let a happy moment pass you by all through the day.
Here's Ted Sizemore, the ex-Dodger, is hitting .400 against Los Angeles pitching. So Sizemore, second baseman with Bernie Carbo on deck. Rao has disposed of his first man, Lou Brock. Now the pitch to Sizemore, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Rao comes back to the plate, 0-1. Fastball jumped in there, strike 2. In July of 1970, Doug Rao was pitching for Bakersfield in the California League. In a 9-inning game, he struck out 21. The strike 2 pitch is a bouncer down to Russell. Bill near the bag, picks it up and gets him. So 2 away on ground balls to Bill Russell. And the batter will be Bernie Carbo, and I think Sizemore might have broken his bat. So Rao has only pitched a little while, 70, 71, and 72, and here he is in the big leagues. Doug looks down to get a sign from Yeager. Carbo, left-hand batter, swings at a fastball and doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. So now it remains to be seen. What will he do in the big league? He's gotten his first 2 batters. Doug Rao. Yeager wig-wag a sign or 2 out to him. The strike 1 pitch off speed and it stayed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Concluding game of the series tomorrow, Bill Singer 5-13 against Reggie Cleveland 13-11. Now the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball, low and away, ball 2, 2-1. Two down in the first inning, no score. Gray day. You can ring this one out. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Bernie Carbo. Fastball inside. Ball 3, 3-1. So no blue skies here in St. Louis, although we understand the weather in Los Angeles is just fine. We hope you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. If the weather in Southern California is fine, it is one of the few places in the United States where the weather is fine. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Carbo pops it up. And Bill Russell, who handled 2 ground balls, will now handle a pop fly. Dancing around, makes the catch, and so Bill gets them all. And Doug Rao has 1 inning of his Major League career in the books. At the end of the inning, no score.
Ole-o-le-o. 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 It's the water-o that makes it Ole beer. It's the water and the lot. It's the special care that makes Olympia such a special beer. That's Olympia. It's the way we age our Ole beer. It's the water and the lot. It's the house and grain, the best that we can buy. It's the extra time. That's just one reason why. The time to make it great, to make Olympia. It's the water and the lot.
Second inning, no score in the ball game, and the Dodgers will have Wes Parker, Willie Crawford, and Bobby Valentine against right-handed Don Durham. Wes Parker checks into the ball game at 290. Durham ready, delivers, and misses high. Ball 1, 1-0. Durham comes back to the plate, 1-0. Fastball to Parker, in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. Simmons and Sizemore, Anderson and Torrey, the infield. Brock, Melendez, and Carbo in the outfield. Jutzy behind the plate, and Durham delivers. And the fastball over for a strike, 1-2. West, 2 different hitters. Boy, he's really night and day. He's hitting .258 left-handed, .338 right-handed. Now the 1-2 pitch. Parker takes high. Ball 2, 2-2. Of his 4 home runs, he's hit 2 from each side of the plate. But of his 49 RBIs, 30 of them has come as a left-handed batter with that .258 average. He takes ball 3, 3-2. Now Durham's 3-2 pitch to Parker is lifted into left center field. Brock cruising over, signaling that he has it, and he does. 1 away. Say, you're a sure winner with your family when you serve them Farmer John, fresh pork and pork products. Here's Willie Crawford. Willie checks in at 236. He has 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. We're in the second inning, no score, and we're thankful to get this one in. Durham into the windup, and the right-hander deals high, ball 1. The weatherman sure called the turn. He said there would be a 3 to 4 hour gap between rains. And it's just at the right time to play the game. The fastball to Crawford is outside, ball 2, 2-0. As long as the rain holds up, we'll get this one in. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Willie Crawford. Change outside, ball 3, 3-0. Don Durham, a quick worker. The 3-0 pitch, a little high, ball 4. So Crawford a 1-out walk, and the batter will be Bobby Valentine. Al Santorini, who pitched well, but lost a tough one last night. He pitched very quickly. And it could very well be that a young pitching staff is influenced by Bob Gibson. Durham straddling the rubber, waiting for Valentine to get squared away. It takes a little bit of doing when you get on the dirt, because the dirt is wet and loose. Not too much traction. Durham will look over at Willie Crawford. The right-hander ready and delivers, and the fastball to strike, 0-1. Jim Russo is talking about the Dodgers. He's a Baltimore scout who lives out in this area and handles the Midwest for Baltimore. And he watches the Dodgers particularly. He was saying, without a doubt, the Dodgers are the fastest team in baseball. It's not even close with anybody else. Valentine takes high and inside, 1-1. For speed is an important part of the game. It's not everything, but boy, it's a tough commodity to come by. The Dodgers have the speed. They have the pitching. They are starting to have the defense now. And, of course, their big sock man was Frank Robinson, who just got all banged up. The pitch to Valentine, a strike, 1-2. 1 away, second inning, no score. Bill Russell on deck. One and 2 to Bobby Valentine. Durham at the bell. Crawford a pretty good lead. The pitch to Valentine is low. Ball 2. 2-2. The Cardinals are 17.5 back of the Pirates. The Dodgers a dozen back of Cincinnati. And, of course, remember, Monday, 5 p.m., a twilight night doubleheader with the Reds. The auto gates and the turnstiles open at 3. That Labor Day doubleheader will be the beginning of the 4-game series with Cincinnati. Valentine drives it to right center. It lands in front of Carbo for a hit. Crawford has to stop at second because Carbo made it close. So first and second with 1 out, and Bill Russell the batter. Valentine, who was shooting .269, will get up into the 270s now with that base hit. And here's Russell. Bill hitting .287. Don Durham looks in to Skip Jutzy to get the sign. Russell waiting. Bill with 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And the first pitch sails over Russell's head to the backstop, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Crawford goes to third, Valentine to second, and boy, he really uncorked a wild pitch. About a foot over Russell's head, and it hit the backstop on the fly. So the Dodgers now have a chance to pick up a couple. Want to know the count. Now I think they're going to walk Russell. Yep, that wild pitch took the bat right out of his hand. So Russell will get the intentional walk, and Yeager and Rao will be coming up. And for Steve Yeager, a chance to pick up an RBI. He has 3. In a moment, the bases will be loaded. Make Yeager 2 RBIs. Oh, a couple of wide ones to Bill Russell to load him up. So Russell trots to first, Valentine at second, Crawford at third. So they have running speed, even though they have a slow track. And catcher Steve Yeager coming up. Yeager has 2 hits and 34 at-bats, 2 RBIs. Yeager started the second game last night. He was hit by a pitch, grounded out, and flied to left. So we'll see what he does now against Don Durham. Right-hander ready, and the pitch to Yeager. Breaking ball fouled away outside of third, and the count 0-1. Doug Rao on deck. Durham into the windup. The right-hander delivers. Breaking ball is whacked to left field. Brock racing over, and he can't get it. And boy, what a lift that's going to give Yeager. The ball bouncing away from Brock. Crawford scores. Valentine scores. Russell scores on a triple by Steve Yeager. And that is really going to take a load off the young catcher's shoulders. So Steve Yeager, who was really pressing, he had 2 RBIs since being called up, triples home 3 here in the second inning, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. So Doug Rao coming up with a runner at third, and the Dodgers leading 3-0. Rao making his debut at the bat. Left-hand hitter, and with 1 out, and Yeager at third. Out of a stretch goes Durham, and the pitch to Doug, a strike. 0-1. They play the infield out. 3-0 Dodgers as Yeager triples home, the bases loaded. Now the strike 1 pitch to Rao is taken strike 2. Doug hits as he pitches, left-handed all the way. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Lowell Palmer begins to throw in the bullpen as Rao fouls it away. Here in the inning, Crawford walked and Valentine singled him to second. The key was a wild pitch. So that caused Durham to walk Russell intentionally to load the bases. And then Yeager tripled home everybody. And here's Rao. 0-2 to Doug. Durham out of a stretch and delivers, and the fastball is inside, ball 1. So Lowell Palmer throwing back of right-handed Don Durham here in the second inning. Now the 1-2 pitch to Doug. Fastball is just outside, so he's inside, outside, and the count 2-2. Durham at the belt, and the 2-2 pitch, fastball low, ball 3. One thing, Rao in his big league debut, he's not getting any lollipops up there. Pretty good fastballs by Durham, but he's been missing, and he's gone all the way. Right-hander ready, and the 3-2 pitch. Rao slices it into left center field. Racing over is Melendez. He can't get it, and it's going to go to the wall. So Yeager scores. Rao is going to go for 3, and in his big league debut, he triples, drives in a run, and the Dodgers lead 4-0. How do you do? So Steve Yeager getting a hero's welcome in the Dodgers dugout. Boy, ball players know what it's like to press and be dying for a hit. And that's what Yeager got, a big one. Barney Schultz going out to the mound. Back-to-back triples by the youngsters, Yeager and Rao. And the Dodgers lead 4-0. And we'll see if they're bringing a quick hook. Schultz looks down to the pen where Palmer is throwing. So Don Durham, who is 2-6 with the league, he has completed 1 of 7, and it's going to be 1 of 8. He's gone. So Durham here in the second inning gives up 2 walks, a single, and back-to-back triples by Yeager and Rao. And out he goes. 4-0 Dodgers here in the second inning. We got some time, and we'll spend it with Jerry.
Friends, plan a trip this winter. Let the Dodgers help you make it. Listen to these prizes which will be given at Fan Appreciation Night, Wednesday, September 27th. 2 round trips to wonderful Copenhagen aboard SAS Scandinavian Airlines. 2 round trips to Hawaii via United Airlines 747. 2 round trips to Mexico City, Acapulco via Western Airlines, the Champagne Airline. 2 round trips to Montego Bay, Jamaica on an Eastern Airlines Whisper Jet. 2 round trips to New York via TWA 747 featuring ambassador service. And if you'd like to go by boat, how about 2 round trips to Acapulco on a Sitmar cruise? These and many more gifts for our Dodger rooters on Fan Appreciation Night, Wednesday, September 27th. Take a tip. Order tickets early at any Dodger ticket office or by mail to the Dodgers, box 100, Los Angeles 90051. On the scoreboard at Chicago, 2-0. Chicago leading San Diego at the end of 2.5. We had a report earlier that San Diego had scored 3. We rubbed that out. It is still 2-0 Chicago, Caldwell and Pappas. Doubleheader schedule, Philadelphia at Atlanta, New York at Houston tonight, San Francisco, Pittsburgh tonight, Montreal at Cincinnati tonight. The American League, Boston 5 and Kansas City nothing at the end of 3. Chicago 1, New York 1 at the 3rd inning. And Cleveland, Minnesota, no score at the end of 2. Later on, Detroit at Oakland. Milwaukee will be at Texas tonight, and Baltimore at California tonight. All right, back to play. Here's Vince.
All right, Jerry. Lee Lacy coming up with Doug Rau at third base. The Dodgers have dispatched Durham. It's 4-0 Dodgers, and Lacy trying to make it 5 and get Rau home. There's only 1 out. That was the first batter. Parker flied to left. Crawford walked. Valentine singled. A wild pitch. The intentional walk to Russell. Pitch is fouled away by Lacy. Off to the right, and the count 0-1. So Yeager and Rau have tripled back-to-back for a big inning. 0-1 to Lacy. Palmer at the belt and delivers, and it's in the dirt. A nice save by Jutzy, and the count 1-1. Lacy's average drifting to 261, but he singled to right in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Palmer comes back, and a fastball is waved at and missed. Good location that time, knee-high outside part of the plate. And Lee was guessing inside. He seemed to give right away and then tried to reach for it. 1-2 to second baseman Lee Lacy. Palmer delivers. Fastball blew him down swinging, so there's a big out. Rau is still at third. And with 2 down, Bill Buckner coming up. Bill Buckner fouled out in the first inning, hitting .316. Doug Rau at third base. 4 runs over for the Dodgers. Palmer's pitch is high and away, ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Buckner fouls it back. 1-1. Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing in the second inning. Lowell Palmer 0-1 with the league. Right-hander into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch to Buckner is outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Palmer strictly a relief man. It's his 14th assignment. Now the 2-1 pitch. Buckner hits a ground ball down to shortstop. Anderson kicks it, recovers it on a bounce, throws, and nips him at first base. So Buckner is out 6-3, and the Dodgers leave Rau at third. But they get 4 runs, 3 hits. And at the end of an inning and a half, Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. I'm sure you've noticed a fantastic boom in recreational vehicles in the last few years. More and more Americans are taking their vacations in campers and trailers. If you're one of them, Union 76 has some important information for you to remember about the tires on your camper or trailer. Correct inflation pressure for the load you're carrying is the most important rule for tire safety and mileage. Never drive or tow any recreational vehicle on underinflated tires. That causes fast, uneven tread wear and premature tire failure. Don't overinflate your tires either to compensate for additional loads. Check the markings on the tires for the correct load range and inflation pressure. And check the maximum load limit recommended for your trailer or camper by the manufacturer. It's easy to unwittingly overload a recreational vehicle, and that's just as dangerous as underinflating your tires. Union 76 wants you to have a safe, enjoyable vacation, and they're glad to help. So while you're traveling, remember the folks with the spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Here are some additional prizes awaiting you at Fan Appreciation Night in Dodger Stadium, September 27th. A full year's supply of Pepsi, 12 plastic Pepsi coolers, 2 $50 savings accounts at Bank of America's new Los Angeles main office, a Dalmatian puppy from Smokey the Bear, a pony from American Provision Company and Coast Grain, a tent trailer from Montgomery Ward, a Toro Power lawnmower from Pennsylvania Lawn and Garden Shop, and many, many more. Fan Appreciation Night, Wednesday, September 27th. Order tickets now. Okay, here's Vinny.
All right, Jerry. Doug Rau has not only gotten a base hit, it was a triple. He picked up an RBI. He's leading 4-0, and he's ready to work in the second inning. He'll be getting Torrey, Simmons, and Melendez. Torrey hitting .290, has 11 home runs and 70 runs batted in. Bobby Valentine talking to Doug Rau for a moment. So here's Torrey starting it off. Joe is a long way from last year. He's about 73 points from last year. As the most valuable player, he hit .363. This year, .290. The old story in baseball, what have you done for me lately? Rau ready, delivers, fastball fouled away off first base out of play, and the count 0-1. Rau comes back with a change, and it's popped up on the right side, and foul ground is Wes Parker, and waiting and makes the catch for the out. So the changeup fooled Torrey, one away, and Ted Simmons the batter. Simmons playing first base today is hitting .301. And he is a most consistent player. As a switch hitter, .303 left-handed, .297 right-handed. They talking about consistency. The Corolla 1600 is value. A sturdy car at a low price and lavishly equipped. Test price it at your nearby Toyota dealer. Simmons drives it up the alley in left center. It'll be an extra base hit for Ted. Chasing it is Willie Davis. Simmons stumbling, rounding first, and goes into second standing. The infield is very treacherous. Because of the rain, they put a lot of topsoil and sand out there. And boy, there are some really bad spots. Dick Stello, the second base umpire, almost fell on his ear. And the same for Simmons rounding first. The batter is Luis Melendez. Here is Luis Melendez, right-hand batter. Melendez hitting .253. Simmons at second with one out. 4-0 Dodgers. Rau's fastball is fouled to the screen, 0-1. Walter Alston was first impressed with Doug Rau's stuff. Well, not first impressed. He had seen him in the spring. But he liked what he saw in the Cooperstown game with the Yankees. Rau pitched well until he developed a blister. So now he's pitching for keeps. Strike one pitch on the way. He turned it over but missed low, and the count 1-1 strike. The Cardinals against left-handers are 4 games under 500. They're 18-22 against left-handers. Fastball is fouled away, and the count 1-2. One and two the count to Luis Melendez. Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Game started late, but the big thing is it started. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way is a high chopper wide to third to Valentine, who juggles, throws to first in time. I think Bobby was taking a quick peek at Ted Simmons at second base, and he almost dropped that high bouncer. 2 out, and Skip Jutzy coming up. Jutzy made his big league debut last night, but it was a modest debut, to say the least. He struck out 3 times and threw a ball into center field for an error. But one game does not make a season nor a career, and Jutzy's right back in there today. Rau at the belt, and Doug delivers high and outside. Ball 1. 4-0 Dodgers, second inning. 2 down. Ted Simmons at second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball fouled away off to the right second deck, and the count 1-1. Here in St. Louis, the dimensions, symmetrical park, as all the new ones are. 330 down the lines, 386 up the alleys, 414 to center. Now the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2, 2-1. The top 5 hitters, as they flash them on the board now, you find 2 of the 5 in the National League are Dodgers. Billy Williams leading with Cesar Cedeno. They're even at 340. Manny Mota, 327. Ralph Garr, 318. And Bill Buckner, 317 at the start of the game.
But you can never hide.
Let's go to the third. 4-0 Dodgers, and for more play-by-play, here's Jerry Doggett.
All right, Vinny, and here's Willie Davis at bat, lined out to the pitcher, Durham, his first time up. Durham is not with us now. Palmer into the windup, and the pitch swung, a half swing and a fly ball to center field. Melendez moving up. He's under it now, makes the catch, and it's one away. So a check swing by Davis results in a fly ball to center. Wes Parker coming up now, flied to left. Wes hitting .290 with 4 homers and 49 runs batted in. One away, the Dodgers scored 4 times in the second. The big blows, triples by Yeager with the bases loaded, and a triple by Doug Rau to drive in Yeager. First pitch comes inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Ball game is in the third inning here in St. Louis. Now the pitch. Fastball low and inside, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. A 2-0 count. All right, Parker waits. Palmer to the windup, and his fastball is away, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 to West. Flo Palmer, in his 14th game with the Cardinals, he's worked just 20 innings and allowed 15 hits. Throws ball 4 too low. Parker on with a walk.
This is KTAR Phoenix.
Don't ever let a happy moment pass you by all through the day.
Willie Crawford at bat now. Willie walked his first time up, scored the first run of the game. The Dodgers lead the Cardinals 4-0 as we play in the top of the third inning. Parker away from first, and Palmer's pitch, a half swing and a bouncing ball towards second. Sizemore goes back to second for the out on Parker. Throw to first, not in time. So a check swing by Crawford results in a forced play. Sizemore to Anderson. There are 2 outs now with Bobby Valentine coming up. Valentine singled into right center field. And then he came home to score on the triple by Yeager. Okay, the stretch and the look, and a throw to first base, not in time. Now the pitch on the way. Swung and popped up down the left field line. Going for it, shortstop Anderson, third baseman Torrey. Anderson calls now and makes the catch. Side retired. So the Dodgers gone in the third inning. No runs, no hits, and a man left, and the score at the end of 2.5 innings of play. Cardinals nothing, Dodgers 4.
Time now for another Toyota tale. Getting started.
See how much car your money can buy. I'm all romance, but Jack is all business. He even bargained for the wedding license, and I guess he's right. It'll be tough getting started, but we've been saving up. So far, we've got about $6. So Jack says we'll be driving a Toyota. It doesn't cost much to drive and costs less to buy. The night we decided to get married, you know what he whispered in my ear? Toyota has the lowest priced model of the 10 best-selling economy cars.
See the lowest price model of the 10 best-selling economy cars at your nearby Toyota dealer.
All right, into the last half of the third inning with Anderson, Palmer, and Brock due up now against Doug Rau. Rau making his major league debut here today against the Cardinals. He already has chipped in with a run on a triple, drove in a run. Doug Rau, long, lanky Texan, left-hander on the mound. The name Rau sticks in our mind because it came to us first from Del Crandall, who has been a manager in the Dodger farm system in one of those spring training bull sessions. at Vero Beach. We kind of talked with Dell and asked him about some of the young talent that he had seen the year before in the minor leagues, and asked him about a pitcher who might make it to the big leagues shortly. He said, write it down, Doug Rao will be there in a year or two. Well, here's Doug Rao, and that was just about a year or so. So Rao's on the mound, doing the work here now and trying to make an impression in his debut. Curveball is in a little low, 1 ball, no strikes. A 14-3 record this year at Albuquerque as he helped the Albuquerque club win the division championship. Fastball grounded to third. Valentine right there up with it, and his play across is in time, and we have 1 out. So 1 up and 1 down. And Palmer, the pitcher, coming on. Rao in his career is in his 3rd year. He began in 1970. 2 clubs, Bakersfield and Spokane. In 1971, Albuquerque and Spokane. And this year, Albuquerque and Los Angeles. And his combined minor league record, 38 wins and 15 losses. And a combined earned run average of 2.82. So he has had a good minor league background. First pitch outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Palmer waiting. Rao delivers a fastball, swung on and missed, 1-1. To sum it up on Rao, they say that he is sneaky fast, has pretty good stuff, has good control. He walked 76 this year in 172 innings. There's a curve inside, ball 2, 2-1. His first year out, he walked only 18 batters in 113 innings. Next year, 29 batters in 117 innings. Pitch on the way, missed outside, ball 3, so he's gone to 3-1 count to his pitching opponent, Lowell Palmer. Doug Rao, R-A-U. 3-1 count to Palmer with Brock on deck. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right field. Buckner fades back a few steps, slips and falls, makes the catch as he fell his face. As he turned, he slipped on the AstroTurf and fell down and made a spectacular catch, or the ball would have hit him right in the nose. So Palmer out on a good play by Buckner, floating over toward the line, and as he backed up a step, his feet went out from under him. It is very wet in the outfield, and the players wear the rubber cleats on the shoes, and they slipped and gave way with Billy, but he's still able to make the play. Well, quite a play by Billy Buckner. Here's a success story. Union 76 now sells over 1 million gallons of low-lead regular 76 every day. Here is Lou Brock at bat. He grounded out his first time up. The only hit against Rao, a double by Simmons. Brock grounded out his first time up. Here's a pitch for a strike, 0-1. So Doug Rao, in his 3rd year in professional baseball, has arrived on the major league scene. Fastball is high, ball 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. 3rd inning, Dodgers lead 4-0. Now the wind-up and pitch. Brock takes low inside, ball 2, and it's 2-1. The Dodgers, of course, are well stocked with left-hand pitchers now. They have Downing, Osteen, and John in the starting rotation. Brewer, Rickard, and Peranowski in the bullpen. There's a fly ball into center field. Davis right in his tracks, waits under it. Willie D pops the glove, makes the catch in the side, retired. 1-2-3. So they're all gone in the 3rd and the score at the end of 3 innings of play. Dodgers 4 and the Cardinals nothing. It's great being away from the grind for a few days. That's why every weekend is something to celebrate. Make this weekend coming up something really special. The Dodgers are playing on television this weekend. Why not have a few friends over to watch the game? Of course, nothing goes better with a good game of baseball on TV than a good cold glass of Olympia beer. So make sure you have plenty stacked up in the refrigerator. A guy can really work up a thirst watching those Dodgers hustle on a hot day. So it takes a beer like Ole to handle a real baseball thirst. Ole has the light beer flavor and mellow taste that really matches the greatness of the Dodgers. So enjoy the Dodgers on TV this weekend. But let your thirst enjoy the game, too, with a tall glass of Ole, good and cold. It's a good idea when you're watching TV to take Ole along. Olympia beer. All right, we're set to go into the fourth inning. More play. Here's Vinny.
All right, Jerry. Bill Russell will start it off with the Dodgers leading 4-0. It's Russell, Yeager, and Rao. Right-hander Lowell Palmer's fastball over for a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Palmer bounces a curveball in the dirt, and it goes to the screen, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Russell was walked intentionally in the second inning. The wild pitch necessitated that. And then Yeager tripled home 3, and then Rao in his debut at the bat tripled home Yeager. 1-1 pitch to Russell, fastball fouled away off to the right, out of play. 1-2. One-two pitch to Bill Russell is inside, and it got him. Hit by the fastball, and it got him on the left arm. And Russell tried not to rub, but that thing really hurt, and he got about 30 feet from home plate, and he suddenly bent over and grabbed his left arm. Now straightens up and walks to first. Bill was complaining about a tender area in the left arm not too long ago, and boy, he got it, only this time it's above the elbow. A timeout for the moment. Got him right on the bicep. Here's Steve Yeager. He tripled in the second inning. Russell hops off the bag. Palmer a look over there. Lowell ready and delivers, and Yeager bunting foul and bunts it right into the Cardinal dugout. He was around to bunt, and that fastball took off up and in, and he just did get out of the way while bunting it at the same time. 4-0 Dodgers. We're in the fourth inning. Torrey plays up a step inside the bag at third. Palmer at the belt, looks at Russell. Yeager's bunting again and fouls it, and the count 0-2. How soon and how quick they forget. Steve Yeager comes up with the bases loaded in the second inning and triples home 3, and they mob him in the dugout. Second time up, the bunt's on. 0-2. Well, we'll see what they do with Yeager now. Torrey goes back to a normal depth. Palmer a look over at Russell. Lowell ready and delivers. Breaking ball is waved at and missed, strike 3. Olympia Beer, happy to send it to you on this, I was going to say 4th of July weekend, but it's Labor Day. It's just so hard to believe that it's come up. Labor Day. September the 2nd. Here's Doug Rao. Rao tripled in his big league debut. Left-hand batter takes the fastball high, ball 1-0. On deck, Lee Lacy. Rao has a look at Danny Ozark. Doug back up to the plate. Russell hops off the bag, held on by Simmons. A throw over there, not in time. Dodgers did all their scoring in the second inning. Yeager tripled home 3, and then Rao tripled home Yeager. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Russell fell, and I think he was going to go on the pitch, and the count 1-1. There is a damp area about 8 feet or so off the bag at first base. That's where Simmons almost fell on his head when he doubled. There's a similar area just in front and around the bag at second where Dick Stello almost fell down. A 1-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 2-1. Well, we saw Bill Buckner come in on his landing gear in right field to handle that fly ball. So it's treacherous going. But boy, if you saw the rain that came pouring down here, you just marvel at the idea they're playing at all. A 2-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 3. So Rao has to count his way, 3-1. Montreal, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Atlanta, twilight night. New York, Houston tonight. San Francisco, Pittsburgh tonight. One other game going in the National League. The Cubs leading San Diego 4-0 in the 6th inning. Boston 5, Kansas City 1, top of the 5th. Yankees 2-1 over the Chicago White Sox in the top of the 6th. The pitch to Rao way outside, ball 4. It's 3-2 Cleveland leading Minnesota in the top of the fifth. And Milwaukee, Texas, Baltimore, California, Detroit, Oakland tonight. Lee Lacy coming up with runners at first and second and one out. Rick Folkers loosening up in the Cardinal bullpen. So a hit batter and a walk. So Rao has come up to the plate twice in the big leagues. He has a triple, a run batted in, and a walk. And now here's Lacy. Lacy singled to right and struck out, 1 for 2. Breaking ball is high to Lacy, ball 1, and Jutzy, asking for time, goes out to talk to Lowell Palmer. Now Joe Torre comes in from third to talk to Palmer, so timeout. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 4th inning, 4 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit for the Cardinals. That was a double by Ted Simmons. Palmer's fastball in there for a strike to Lacy, 1-1. Rick Folkers, the left-hander, throwing back a Palmer. 1-1. Russell, a big lead at second base. There's no one to throw to, but Palmer still turns and bluffs a throw. Russell at second, Rao at first, 1 out. Bill taking a good lead. The 1-1 pitch to Lacy in the dirt, smothered nicely by Jutzy. And out to get it is Palmer as Jutzy pushed it out in front of the plate. 2-1. Don Durham started. He only went an inning into third. He was charged with the 4 runs and the 4 hits. Palmer, right foot on the rubber. Another look at Russell, and the pitch to Lacy, a fastball fouled away, and it's 2-2. One out in the 4th. Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. 3rd game of the 4-game series. Bill Singer and Reggie Cleveland tomorrow. Warm-up time 10:55. Game time 11:15. 2-2 fastball is a barehanded attempt by Palmer. He slows it down. Anderson throws to first and gets him. Nice try by Palmer. In barehanding the ball, he slowed it down, and Anderson got his man. So the play went 1-6-3 instead of being a base hit up the middle. That brings up Bill Buckner. Buckner is fouled out and grounded out, 0 for 2. The pitch to Buckner is driven to center field. Melendez comes up and makes the catch. So Buckner hits the ball hard, but at the center fielder, he goes 0 for 3. The Dodgers lead 2, and at the end of 3.5 innings, Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. There's at least one tire dealer who thinks the only good tire sale is one that offers a tire you'd probably buy even if it wasn't on sale. And that tire dealer is your Union 76 dealer. Right now, participating Union 76 stations in the Los Angeles area are showing their spirit by having a sale on their best-selling tire, the Union 76 3-Star. It's called the Best-Seller Tire Sale. Buy 2 3-star tires and save between $10 and $20. There's no money necessary if you use a Union 76 credit card. Union 76's best-selling 3-star tires are made with 4 full plies of polyester cord in modern 78 series design. Even before the bestseller tire sale, 3 stars were the least expensive 4-ply polyester cord tires sold by Union 76. And now the bestseller is an even better deal. Visit your Union 76 dealer during his bestseller tire sale.
A dozen 15-pound fully cooked bone-in hams from Farmer John among the hundreds of gifts coming your way at Fan Appreciation Night. A gift certificate for 2 dozen San Lorenzo roses, 4 $100 Union Oil gift scripts coming your way, and 4 $25 gift certificates from Ralph's Groceries. A really nice way to make your shopping easy. Those and many more gifts on Fan Appreciation Night, Wednesday, September 27th at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers home on Monday, doubleheader with the Reds. 5 o'clock starting time, and the auto gates and the turnstiles open at 3. Hope to see you at Dodger Stadium Labor Day evening, 5 o'clock. Foreplay, here's Vinny.
All right, Jerry. Ted Sizemore, Bernie Carbo, and Joe Torre will test Doug Rau the second time around. Sizemore, who came into the game with a .400 batting average against the Dodgers, grounded to short in his first trip against Rau. Bill Singer and Reggie Cleveland tomorrow. Warm-up 10:55, game time 11:15, and remember the telecast will be on Channel 9. And, of course, like all Dodger games, on KFI and the Dodger Radio Network. Sizemore 0 for 1. Rau fussing with the laces on his right shoe, so timeout for the moment. In fact, he has a tongue depressor, and he is scraping dirt out to clean off the spikes to allow him to get some traction. Now we're ready. The Cardinals play a Labor Day doubleheader, and their doubleheader will start at 11 a.m. Here's Sizemore now, the right-hand hitting second baseman. Rau's pitch is popped in the air around the plate. Yeager throws his helmet away and in foul ground makes the catch. So Sizemore fouls out, one away, and Bernie Carbo the batter. Carbo popped to short in the first inning, 0 for 1. Left-hander Rau's curveball over for a strike, 0-1. There's a fellow in the press box named Joe Cunningham who played first base in the outfield of the Cardinals not too many years ago. You might remember Joe. But every time I see Joe or hear his name or read of him, I always think he's one of the few men I know who was just about hit by a tornado and got away cheaply enough. The strike one pitch on the way, low to Carbo, 1-1. Joe was living in an apartment house, a small apartment house in St. Louis, while a member of the Cardinals. And he was at home reading his Bible. And the house was hit by a tornado and just demolished. Pitch to Carbo, low ball, 2-1. But Cunningham just walked through it okay. Boy, they have them, those twisters, in and around St. Louis. The 2-1 pitch. Carbo takes a strike, 2-2. One out, bottom of the fourth. The Dodgers leading 4-0. They hit the Cardinals with a twister in the second inning when they piled up 4. Left-hander Rau delivers, missing outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Doug Rau making his major league debut. The 3-2 pitch to Bernie Carbo is swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Rau. He is not an overpowering type pitcher. He's got 2 out in the fourth inning, and Joe Torre coming up. Torre fouled out to Wes Parker. He looked like he leaned over the plate to go after a changeup and popped it up. Rau into the windup. Doug delivers. Fastball grounded to Lacey. Lee up with it. Jams on the brakes going to his right. Throws him out. And so for Doug Rau, he's just sailing along nicely. That's 8 in a row. And he has faced only 13 batters in 4 innings. 1 above the minimum. That would be the double by Ted Simmons. And at the end of 4, Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. Farmer John is a great one for predicting. Oh, not pennant predicting, but other kinds. And his latest prediction, strictly guesswork, he admits, is that there will be more people staying home over this Labor Day than on the freeways. Ask him why, and he'll say, well, people are getting smarter. And then he'll add, the smartest of all are the ones that not only stay home, but have a supply of his Farmer John wieners to make staying home more enjoyable. Well, now, maybe Farmer John's slightly biased, but his all-meat wieners do have a wild and wonderful Western flavor all their own. You see, Farmer John smokes his wieners over native Western wood until the good Western flavor reaches from tip to tip. Farmer John uses only natural herbs and spices, too, no artificial seasonings. And he makes his wieners with only finest, freshest Eastern corn-fed pork and fresh, lean, juicy, homegrown beef. So if you're a stay-at-homer on Labor Day, enjoy the weekend more with Farmer John wieners, regular size, and the 10-inch extra longs called Dodger Dogs. To the fifth inning, with the Dodgers leading the Cardinals 4-0. 4 runs, 4 hits. The Cardinals no runs, 1 hit. The Dodgers will have Willie Davis, Wes Parker, and Willie Crawford. So Willie Davis at the plate. Davis takes a strike in the count 0-1. On 1 to Willie Davis. Right-hander Palmer's fastball, line drive, just fair, inside the right field foul line and down into the Cardinal bullpen. And the ball didn't come out from under the bench, and Willie just keeps on going. And by the time they get it back in, he's at third with a triple. So Willie Davis drives one into the Cardinal bullpen. I think the Cardinals are going to maintain that the ball was unretrievable, and therefore it should be a ground rule double. Joe Torre, the captain, is appealing to Billy Williams. Billy Williams wants to talk to Mel Steiner, the plate umpire. And now Red Shandings comes out, and they will send Willie Davis back to second base. So evidently the ball went underneath the bench and ruled a ground rule double. So Willie Davis goes back to second with his double. He's 1 for 3. So the Dodgers have 5 hits, 2 triples, and a double. With nobody out, Wes Parker the batter. Wes flied to left and walked. He's 0 for 1. Lowell Palmer at the belt, checks Davis, works in the dirt. Ball 1. Single game tomorrow to conclude the series in the road trip, and the Dodgers come home tomorrow evening for the Twilight Night doubleheader with Cincinnati. Remember, that starts at 5 with the auto gates and the turnstiles opening at 3. Parker takes a strike and the count 1-1. And then night games Tuesday and Wednesday nights with Cincinnati. Then after the Reds take a hike, Atlanta will be in for 2 on Thursday and Friday, and Houston Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. Parker pops one up at shortstop. Dwayne Anderson is calling, waiting, makes the catch, 1 away. The batter will be Willie Crawford. Willie Crawford has walked and hit into a force play. Palmer at the belt, and the pitch to Crawford fouled away, 0-1. Two notes about home runs. First of all, the Cardinal pitching staff has not allowed a home run in their last 76 innings, although they've allowed a couple of triples today. Here's the strike one pitch, high and away, 1-1. The other home run note, the Dodgers have hit at least 1 home run in every park in the league except here in St. Louis. They've not hit 1. The 1-1 pitch to Crawford, high, ball 2, 2-1. So that'll be a little added interest tomorrow, because the fellow who leads the Cardinals in home runs allowed is Reggie Cleveland. He's allowed 18. So it would figure that if the Dodgers are going to hit one here at all, it might be against Cleveland. The 2-1 pitch, Crawford fouls it away. 2-2. One out in the 5th inning. Dodgers leading the Cardinals 4-0. Of course, for the Dodgers to draw blanks here is not news. They hit only 1 here last year. Jimmy Lefevre hit it. 2-2, the count to Willie Crawford. Palmer at the belt, a look at Davis. Fastball to Crawford just outside. He started to swing and held up. 3-2 to Willie. Bobby Valentine on deck. Dodgers dispatched Don Durham in the 2nd inning when they touched him for 4. Palmer's been in there since. And Doug Rouse allowed just one hit in 4 innings in his major league debut. Pitch in the dirt for ball 4. So Crawford to first, Davis at second, Valentine to batter with 1 out in the 5th inning. The Dodgers have received 4 walks. In fact, 5 walks. 1 intentionally. Davis at second, Crawford at first, 1 away. Bobby Valentine singled and fouled out. Palmer heaves a sigh, now Lowell ready. Right-handed delivers, fastball fouled away, 0-1. Palmer in relief of Durham. 4-0 Dodgers, 5th inning, 1 away. 0-1 to count to Valentine. Bill Russell on deck. Palmer's next one is high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jutzy in a crouch behind the plate. Wigwags a couple of signs out, but Valentine not ready and backs out. The time call by Mel Steiner. And now we're ready. Palmer at the bell to look at Willie Davis. 1-1 pitch to Valentine. High and inside with a fastball up around the chin. Ball 2. 2-1 to Bobby. Now the 2-1 pitch to Valentine. Fastball, line drive at Anderson. Over to second base for the double play. So 6-4 double play. Valentine hit the ball right on the button, but right at Dwayne Anderson. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 4.5. Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. Friends, Toyota's got something new for you. A car that fits into the young family price range, while the young family fits into the car. You take a McPherson strut front suspension, a Hemi engine, plenty of length for family legs, a trunk for family junk, new vertical tail lights that wake up the cars behind you, 4 headlights, bumpers big enough to house the turn signals, and finish with the standard equipment. Reclining bucket seats, power front disc brakes, nylon carpeting, tinted glass, an electric rear window defroster, and terrific. A car is born. The sleek new Toyota Carina. With all its dazzle and extra room, you have to remind yourself that the new Carina is more practical than it looks. It's only a shade above the low-priced Corolla 1600. But the Carina isn't just another economy car. It's just another terrific Toyota. Get your 100-page free Olympic guidebook at any participating Toyota dealer. Licensed drivers only. Supply is limited, so come in now. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Let a happy moment pass you by all through the day.
KTAR, Phoenix.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing. Doug Rau, in his major league debut, has allowed 1 hit. That was a double in the 2nd inning. The double was to Ted Simmons, and Ted is coming up to the plate now to start it off. Line drive up the alley in left center, back in the 2nd inning. Rau into the windup and delivers, and the first one is outside, ball 1. Rau has retired 8 in a row since the double. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, fastball for a strike at the knees, 1-1. Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing, bottom of the 5th inning, 3rd game of the 4-game series, the 11th meeting of the year between the two clubs. The change is low, ball 2. Dodgers have an edge. They've won 6 out of 10. This is the 10th game of a road trip, and they're 5-4 on the trip. The 2-1 pitch, fastball laced to right. Buckner comes in and over and makes the catch for the out. So Simmons lines to right, 1 away. Luis Melendez, the center fielder, coming up. Say, your home team enjoys the finest when you bring home the bacon and other park products from Farmer John. Melendez grounded to third. in the second inning. Luis 0 for 1. Valentine even with the bag at third. The pitch to Melendez popped in the air. It's Wes Parker calling near first base, and just in fair ground making the catch for the out. So quickly, Rao has gotten 2 more outs in the 5th inning. He retired 10 in a row. Al Downing finished up last night's game by retiring 16 in a row. Here is Skip Jutzy, rookie catcher up from the American Association, and he laces one into left center, base hit. Crawford over, but he can't cut it off. It goes to the wall, and into second base goes Jutzy, and that will be his first big league hit. Skip struck out 3 times last night, and now double, so he's 1 for 5. One of the reasons we have so many extra base hits today, the Dodgers have 2 triples and a double, and the Cardinals have 2 doubles. It is not just the fact that the ball hits the AstroTurf. The outfielders are running very gingerly because the AstroTurf is wet and slippery. So the combination means lots of base hits. We've had 7 hits in the game. And 4 of them for extra bases. Here is Dwayne Anderson. Anderson was hitting .500 against the Dodgers, 9 for 18. He grounded out in the 3rd inning. The pitch to Dwayne is taken for a strike. Jerry McNertney comes in from the Cardinal bullpen, and he's now in the dugout, so perhaps McNertney will be the hitter for Lowell Palmer. The next one a strike, and the count 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Rao, left foot on the rubber, checking. McNertney is out on deck. The pitch to Anderson inside. Ball 1. Rao is starting to walk up the mound. He thought he had one. 1-2 to Anderson. He hit sharply but right at Bobby Valentine in the 3rd inning. 4-0 Dodgers with 2 out, bottom of the 5th. It's a lot cooler in St. Louis now. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Anderson. That's pop foul off first and out of play. I was listening to a weatherman from New York, from Washington, D.C., giving a national weather report for this Labor Day weekend. Stinks. I mean, it's terrible everywhere, except in the far west. Maybe it's just as well. Maybe it'll keep a lot of people home and cut down the accident rate. Maybe. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Anderson drives it to right. Buckner going back. It's over his head, and he backhands the ball. Good play by Bill Buckner on that line drive. No runs, 1 hit. A man left at second base, and at the end of 5, Dodgers 4, Cardinals nothing.
America is one of the few countries in the world that has a special day to honor the working man, Labor Day. It's your day off because you earned it. Well, can you think of anything that goes better with a day off than a tall, cool glass of Olympia beer? So naturally, you want to plan ahead and make sure there's plenty of Ole on hand this weekend, just in case some of your friends drop by for a cold glass of their favorite beer. Olympia beer is brewed in Tumwater, Washington, from naturally pure artesian water. Pop open an Ole, pour it, and watch that glass work up a sweat. Here's a beer taste that gets right to a man's thirst. A refreshingly light beer flavor that happens glass after glass after glass. Because Olympia uses only choice barley malt and select hops, and they age their beer long enough to make it taste just right. It's the light beer for the man who works hard, for the man who earns his day off. So pour yourself an Ole and enjoy the good taste of a good beer.
Fan Appreciation Day, September 27th. Among the gifts, a glamorous fox-trim mink coat from Harry Brown Furs, Beverly Hills. S&L Yamaha in Huntington Park has donated a Yamaha 125 Enduro. There will be 2 1973 season box seats given away. A beautiful Gerard Perregaux new quartz calendar watch from B.D. Howes & Son. These among the many fine prizes at Fan Appreciation Night, September 27th. Plan to be there. All right, let's go to the action. Here's Vin.
It's 4-0 Dodgers in the 6th inning. They brought the little baseball buggy out of the Cardinal bullpen and saluted Superman. A man got out dressed in the Superman regalia from his home on the Daily Planet. Clark Kent arrived here as Superman. Reminds us Chris Cannizzaro wears a Superman T-shirt underneath his Dodger uniform. In fact, you know, an enterprising writer on a rainy day, one of those things, could write a kind of interesting, funny story about some of the T-shirts worn by players. Russell fouls it back, 0-1. Cannizzaro wears a Superman T-shirt. There's a chocolate drink called Yahoo, and Yogi Berra has that, and a lot of players have Yahoo T-shirts that they wear. Here's the strike one pitch to Russell. That's pop foul off to the right, out of play. Bill Grabarkowitz has a Houston Oilers T-shirt. Steve Garvey has a lot of stuff from Michigan State still left over from his days on campus. Here's the strike two pitch to Russell, and he has to get underneath a high inside fastball, 1-2. There are some dandies. Then, of course, there's the superstitious player who's on some kind of a streak who refuses to wear anything but the same uniform. Fastball foul back. Of course, he gets a little ripe after a while. He winds himself in the corner. We've seen guys on a long hitting streak and they're going to wear the same T-shirt, on a whole road trip or something. 1-2, the count to Bill Russell. Palmer delivers and a ground ball wide to third. Speared nicely by Torrey, and Joe throws him out. Good play. So Russell losing a hit, one away, and the batter will be Steve Yeager. Yeager has tripled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Lowell Palmer delivers in the dirt, ball 1, 1-0. Talking about enterprising writers, what a touching story, a heartbreaking story came out of the Olympics about the two young sprinters who were under a false impression as to when the race was to be run and blew the whole thing. 4 years of hard work down the drain. Wow. The pitch to Yeager's low ball 2-0. That'll probably be one of the top sports stories of the year and of many, many years to come. The frustration of 4 years down the drain, the wrong starting time. Did you read about it? Pitch to Yeager's low ball 3. And I don't know whether the column appeared in the Times today or what, because it's syndicated. But did you read Jim Murray's column? It happened to be in today's paper here in St. Louis. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Yeager takes a strike, 3-1. He talked about coming to Munich, the world's biggest beer garden. He had some great lines. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Yeager, low ball 4. Jim ended up the column taking a shot at the departing head of the Olympics, Avery Brundage. It's a pretty good bitter line to be used, I guess, against a lot of people. It said, quote, he always went to the heart of the matter and gave it a coronary. One away. Here is Doug Rao. Dodgers leading 4-0 in the 6th inning. I'm reading a great book on George Kaufman, a playwright, and he had marvelous quotes and lines attributed to him. Right-hander Palmer, a look over at Yeager, and the pitch to Rao, he takes a strike, 0-1. And Yeager hit that booby-trapped area and almost fell to his knees. And he's going to go out there and try and scrape the dirt around like a cat in a sandbox and see if he can't even things out. But, boy, that's a bad spot. 0-1 to count. Somebody was recommending a doctor to Kaufman. He said, listen, the only kind of doctor I want is a guy who, if he's not examining me, he's home studying medicine. There's a guy who's working at his trade. There's a bunt to Palmer. He makes his play to Sizemore, and the sacrifice is in the books. 2 down. Yeager is at second base, and the batter is Lee Lacy. Dodgers leading 4-0 in the 6th. It's dark and cold, and there's a threat of rain all around us. The rain stopped at about 1:15 local time, so it is now, we've had a dry spell of about 2 hours. The weathermen said we'd have a dry spell between showers of about 3 to 4 hours. So apparently we still have a period of grace and we can keep going. Yeager at second with 2 out in the 6th. 4-0 Dodgers, and Lacey trying to pick him up. Lacey is single, struck out, and grounded out. Palmer took a hit away from him, barehanding and slapping one down in the 4th inning. Lacey takes low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lacey. Swung on and missed, 1-1. Kaufman had a line about a dreamy actress who was in a terrible play, and she just thought everything was great. He said about her, you heard of somebody living in a fool's paradise? She has a duplex there. The pitch to Lacey is outside, ball 2, 2-1. That was marvelous. 2-1 to count. Palmer at the bell, the look back at Yeager. Fastball to Lacey is hit to right. Carbo coming up faking. It's going to land in front of him for a hit. Yeager, not fooled by the fake with 2 out, comes in to score. Down to second goes Lee Lacey. I don't know why Carbo was faking a catch. With 2 out, there's no reason for Yeager to be fooled by any fake. He just has to come. So he scored standing up. And on the play at the plate, Lacey took advantage and moved to second base, and the Dodgers lead 5-0. Say, be sure to visit your nearby Toyota dealer. See his Toyota Mark II for people who want the good sense of an economy car without giving up luxury and comfort. Buckner is fouled out, grounded out, lined out. He's 0 for 3. Palmer delivers, fastball low, ball 1. So Lacey goes 2 for 4, picks up an RBI. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Buckner. Fastball swung on and missed, 1-1. Dodgers 5. They're trying to make a dismal day even drearier for St. Louis. The Cardinals, no runs, 2 hits. The 1-1 pitch to Buckner. Fastball fouled away. Ray Baer begins to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. The next one to Buckner is hit foul off third and out of play, so it's still 1-2. Two down, 6th inning. Dodgers 5, and the Cardinals nothing. The 1-2 pitch. Buckner hits a ground ball to Sizemore. Ted can wait for it and throws to first, and that's that. The Dodgers get a run on a hit and leave a man. At the end of 5.5, Dodgers 5, Cardinals nothing.
As you listen to these programs about our history, it's easy to see how much our country has changed. But as a people, we're not so different from the Americans who lived 100 or 200 years ago. We've retained an outlook that our forefathers had. At Union Oil, we like to call that outlook the spirit of 76. And part of the spirit of 76 is the way Americans have always insisted on getting their money's worth. We know all about that at Union Oil. And through the years, we've been researching and improving Union 76 gasoline to keep up with changes in automobiles and driving conditions. We make Super 76 and regular 76 so you go with a spirit. That means you get fast starting, quick warm-ups, what we call spirited performance. The gasolines you buy at your 76 station are as efficient and hard-working as we can make them, because we try to give you your money's worth. It's part of our spirit. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Bottom of the 6th inning, the Dodgers 5, the Cardinals nothing. King of the road in the background. That's the way Doug Rao has been through 5, allowing just 2 hits. A 1-out double to Ted Simmons in the 2nd inning. Then after retiring 10 in a row, a 2-out double to Skip Jutzy in the 5th inning. Jose Cruz will bat for Lowell Palmer. So Cruz will be followed by Brock and then Sizemore. And Palmer, who picked up for Don Durham, will now lead. Palmer went 4 2/3 innings and allowed just 1 run. And now here is Cruz hitting for Palmer. Jose hitting .215. He has 1 home run, 18 runs batted in. Doug Rao looks in for a sign. Rick Folkers, Folkers, a left-hander, throwing in the Cardinal bullpen, so the Dodgers will look at him in the 7th inning. Doug Rao ready, delivers. Cruz takes high. Ball 1, 1-0. Cruz is from Puerto Rico. He has a brother who's an outfielder with the Cardinal organization. In fact, they were both in spring training together. Jose made it. His brother didn't. One ball and no strikes to count. Here comes Rao. Cruz late and fouls it away into the seats off third, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers got 4 in the 2nd inning. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Yeager tripled everybody home, and then Rao tripled home Yeager. The 1-1 pitch, Cruz waves at a curve and doesn't get it, 1-2. Dodgers added 1 more in the 6th inning at the expense of Lowell Palmer on a walk, sacrifice, and Lacey's single to right. Doug Rao's 1-2 pitch is popped in the air, foul off to the left of the plate. Valentine has a shot at the ball and makes the catch under the vocal guidance of catcher Steve Yeager. 1 away, and the batter Lou Brock. Lou Brock has grounded to short and flied to left. 0 for 2. Brock came into the game at 304. The pitch to Brock, low and away, ball 1, 1-0. One and 0 the count. Rao ready and delivers, and there's a drive to center. Davis moving over to his left is under it and makes the catch. So 2 down in the 6th inning. That brings up Ted Sizemore, who has grounded to short and fouled out. Rao is throwing strikes. That's the big thing. He is not overpowering, but he's been putting the ball apparently just where he wants to. And that ball must be moving. And so far, he's had everything his way. Sizemore 0 for 2. Rao delivers, and down goes Teddy underneath a high fastball. 1-0. Rao to the windup. Doug's 1-0 pitch. Change squirted off the end of the bat, foul, and over to the Cardinal dugout. So after a high inside fastball, Sizemore came back up there swinging, and he was out in front on a changeup. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Rao's next change is hit on the ground down to Bill Russell, and Russell throws him out. So Doug Rao, in 6 innings in his major league debut, is pitching a shutout, and he's allowed just 2 hits. And at the end of 6, Dodgers 5, Cardinals nothing.
Everyone knows that baseball teams do a lot of traveling, but maybe you don't realize that some of the sausage in your store puts in plenty of travel time, too. On your next visit to the meat department, take a look at the sausage packages. You'll see that a good deal of the sausage is shipped in from places up to 1,000 miles and more away. And it travels these many miles either frozen or in cold storage. Well, there's nothing wrong with this sausage, but you'd agree that the fresher the sausage, the better its flavor and color. Now I'm talking about Farmer John sausage. To assure freshness, Farmer John makes it right here in the West. From eastern corn-fed pork, he dresses fresh in the West. Farmer John goes all out in seasoning, too. Artificial seasonings aren't good enough for him. He makes his sausage to an old-time Western recipe, using only natural herbs and spices to give it the real flavor of the West. Enjoy Farmer John's sausage in skinless links or rolls, mild and hot. It's the easternmost in quality and the westernmost in flavor.
from the New York Mets. So Bibby and Folkers came over, and Bibby was optioned out, as was Folkers, and Folkers wound up at Little Rock, where he won 5 and lost 4 and had an earned run average of 3.16. So the young left-hander stepping in now as we go to play in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers lead 5-0 behind Rao. Doug has allowed just 2 hits to the Cardinals in 6 innings. Davis waiting, the pitch from the left-hander, high and tight, ball 1. Willie doubled down the right field line in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Lined out his first time up and then flied to center. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Cardinals. Folkers delivers a curveball. That's bounced foul past Gilliam. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs lead San Diego now 6-0 in the 9th inning. Or is that an 8, David? Cleveland 5 and Minnesota 3 in the 7th inning. Davis swings a high fly ball down the right field corner, and it's hooking away, foul ball, and back beyond the bullpen. So Davis hit an off-speed pitch and pulled it away foul. The only other game in the National League today, San Diego at Chicago. And make it 8-3 in the 9th inning. But we're having a mess with Western Union today, so we can't be sure. There's a fly ball to shallow left. Anderson going out. Cruz comes in. The left fielder moves in and makes the catch for the out. So Davis flies out, 1 away. The batter will be Parker, who has walked, flied out, popped out. So West 0 for 2. Crawford on deck. The Dodgers have only 6 hits today. Triples by Yeager and Rao were the big blows. Davis had a double. Lacey's had 2 singles. It's a fly ball to center field. Melendez coming up a few steps, and he's there to make the catch, and we have 2 outs. This ball game moving right along. We're in the 7th inning now with 2 away, and here's Crawford at bat. Willie has walked twice, grounded into a force out. Crawford batting .236, playing left field. Now the windup and the pitch. Fastball too low, 1 ball, no strikes. Rich Folkers, Folkers. Now the pitch. Swung on and bounced foul to Gilliam in the first base lines. And it's a 1-1 count now to Willie Crawford. Dodger batting star Yeager, a bases loaded triple. Doug Grau also tripled. So the 2 youngsters in the lineup having a good day. And also the 3rd youngster, Lee Lacey, has 2 hits. Now the 1-1 pitch. Curve is in there. A strike called. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Willie Crawford in the 7th inning. Next pitch in the dirt, bounces away to the left, and the count 2-2. A dreary afternoon, but at least the rains have stayed away now to allow us to get the game in. Weatherman says it'll clear tomorrow, so we shouldn't have any weather problems. Tomorrow's game on radio and television is a bouncing ball foul, again to Gilliam, 2-2. Warm-up time 10:55 on KFI, the Dodger Radio Network, and in the Los Angeles area, KHJ, Channel 9. Here's the pitch. Crawford, it's a ground ball to left field, base hit. So Willie a little late on that one, slams it by Torrey on into left, and that's hit number 7 for the Dodgers. Brings to bat Valentine, who is 1 for 3. Single to right. Last time up, lined a shot at the shortstop, Anderson, and they turned it into a double play. Well, it's about time for an Ole. Olympia Beer, happy to be with you today from St. Louis. Here's the look and the pitch to Valentine. Looped into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Crawford goes to second base and stops there. So Valentine gets his second hit of the game, a single to center. 2-1, and Bill Russell at bat has walked, been hit by a pitch, and grounded out. So Bill 0 for 1, batting .287, 4 homers, and 29 runs batted in. Had a key triple in last night's game. In the second game, the Dodgers split the doubleheader. Now trying to make it 2 out of 3. Against the Cardinals this year, the Dodgers are 6-4. We have one left tomorrow. Warm-up time, 10:55. Now the look, check of the runner and the pitch on the way. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Folkers has it, throws in time in the side out. Russell hit it hard, but right back to the box. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. Score at the end of 6.5 innings. Dodgers 5, Cardinals nothing.
Time now for another Toyota tale. Shopping around.
See how much more your money can buy.
Never knew I was so popular till I started pricing economy cars. I shook more hands today than an underdog running for office. One guy frantically promised me a diplomatic post. It's like a political primary out there. Everybody has a better price than everybody else. You want to save yourself a lot of trouble? Take it from me. Toyota has the lowest price model of the 10 best-selling economy cars.
Price model of the 10 best-selling economy cars at your nearby Toyota dealer.
Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
This is KTAR Phoenix.
Don't ever let a happy moment pass you by all through the day.
All right, young Doug Rao ready to go to work to Carbo, Torrey, and Simmons here in the 7th inning. Rao has allowed 2 hits to the Cardinals, a double by Simmons in the 2nd and a double by Jutzy in the 5th. And here's Carbo at bat now, has struck out and popped out. Rao has struck out 1, has not walked the batter. So he's been in complete control. Now the young left-hander all set to go to work. Checks his sign into the windup and the pitch on the way. Too high for a ball 1. Rao is working on a shutout, and a strange note is that this year at Albuquerque he did not have a shutout. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Foul back upstairs, and it is strike 1, ball 1. Rao at Albuquerque won 14 games and lost 3. Earned run average 3.5. He had 4 complete games in 25 starts. 1-1 pitch on the way. Carbo takes inside with a fastball, 2-1. On deck, Joe Torre, then Simmons. Dodgers lead 5-0 in the 7th inning. Rao ready, delivers. Carbo takes a strike, 2-2. He got the outside corner with that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers, after the debacle when they used the entire bullpen in Chicago, are trying to get another complete game. Following that, they have not had a pitching change. Osteen, Sutton, and Downing have pitched complete games. Here's a curve inside. Ball 3, he missed with it, 3-2. So since Wednesday, haven't had to go to the bullpen, but boy, that was enough. They used everyone in the bullpen in that game against the Cubs. John was the starter. Mickelson, Peranowski, Strahler, and Rickard all got in there. Here's ball 4, high and inside, he walked him. So Rao gives up a walk to the leadoff man here in the 7th inning, and here's Torrey at bat, fouled out and grounded out. The Dodgers, of course, at this stage of the game will keep a very close eye on Rao. It's his first game here, and he's pitched very well. Now Torrey at bat, grounded out and fouled out. Rao ready to work with a runner at first base. Out of a stretch for only the 3rd time in the game, and the first time with a man on first base. Curve is a little high. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Rao working 7th inning. Simmons on deck and Melendez to follow. Here's the check and the pitch. That curve is low. Ball 2. So all of a sudden now Rao into a little control trouble. And Steve Yeager goes out to the mound to talk to him, and the bullpen moves around. We'll have somebody begin to throw there. So next time your car needs a lube job, take it to Union 76. Jim Brewer is going to begin throwing in the Dodger bullpen. And Rao now ready to work. 2-0 the count to Torrey. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball low, ball 3, and it's a 3-0 count. So young Doug Rao sailing along in fine style, and all of a sudden hitting a bad spot here. Checks and looks in the pitch. Torrey takes high. He walked him on 4. So back-to-back walks here by Rao to begin the 7th inning. And the batter now will be Ted Simmons, and Valentine goes to the mound to talk to Rao. The big thing about Rao's game today has been his control. And now all of a sudden he is at a little wild streak. He has a 5-run lead to work on, however. Here's Simmons at bat, doubled and flied to right. Melendez on deck and Jutsi to follow. And Brewer heating up in the Dodger bullpen. All right, Rao waiting. Yeager gives a sign. Here's the look, and the pitch on the way. Curve strike, 0-1. So he came right in with a curveball to Simmons and got it for the strike. Brewer warming up in a hurry in left field. Dodgers lead 5-0. Rao ready. Checks and looks, and here's the pitch. Simmons, a swing and a drive. Backhanded by Valentine at third. He saved a couple of runs. A line drive and a backhand play by Valentine to take an extra base hit away from Simmons. Bobby diving toward the line to backhand that one, and that really helped Rao out of a tight spot. 1 out in the inning, and here's Melendez at bat as Valentine backhanded the ball on the line. 1 away, and Melendez at bat, grounded out and popped out. So Rao got a big assist there from Bobby Valentine. That ball was headed for the corner, and a run or two. Melendez, the center fielder, hitting .253. Rao's pitch. And that was a fly ball down the right field line, going away foul. It's going to be out of play down in the stands. Strike 1 to Melendez. Cardinal fans begin to make some noise. A crowd of 9,237 out today, held down because of the bad weather. All right, waiting at the plate, Melendez with Jutsi on deck. Here's Rao's pitch. Fouled away on the ground back of the plate. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Final score. Milt Pappas has pitched a no-hitter for the Chicago Cubs against San Diego and beat them 8-0. So Milt Pappas had no-hitter. That's the second in the league this year, both by Chicago pitching. Bert Hooton pitched one against Philadelphia earlier in the year. So Milt Pappas pitches a no-hitter. Now the pitch. Inside for ball, 2-2. So Milt Pappas has been around a long time, now gets his 197th win with that no-hitter in Chicago. See if that's the first one for Milt. Now the pitch on the way. Popped up into shallow center field. Davis comes jogging in. Willie there to call, and under it now makes the catch, and the runners hold up. So Melendez flies out, and here's Jutsi coming up. Here's the catcher, Skip Jutsi, coming on now. For Pappas, the first one of his career. And as we said, the second of the year. Fastball to Jutsi's inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Milt beat the Dodgers last week 2-1. Here's a foul on the ground behind the plate. And it's a 1-1 count to Jutsi. In that game against Singer, Bill allowed only 4 hits. The Dodgers had 9, but only 1 run against Milt. Today he comes back with a no-hitter. Here's the pitch on the way. Line drive into left field for a base hit. And around third comes the runner to score, and it makes it a 5-1 ball game. So Jutsi singles to left field to drive in the run and take the shutout away from Doug Rao. So one of the walks is cashed in as Carbo scored. Stopping at second is Torrey, and the batter will be Dwayne Anderson. 5-1 ball game. In the inning, 2 walks, and a line drive out that really saved things for Rao. And now a line single to left field by Jutsi. That's only the third hit allowed by Rao, and here is Anderson coming up. He is grounded out and flied out. Dodgers 5 and the Cardinals 1. And Rao looking for the third out here in the inning. Now the pitch. Anderson takes high, ball 1. Well, the White Sox lost another one. They can't win the pennant if they can't win on the road, and they are a bad road club this year. The Yankees beat them 2-1. Klein the winner, Bradley the loser, and the Yankees all of a sudden are right in the thick of it. Here's a curve low, ball 2, and Doug Rao struggling here in the 7th inning. The Yankees have won 7 out of 8. They were a game and a half out going into the action today. Detroit at Oakland later, and Baltimore at California tonight. But the Yankees really making a lot of noise. Now the pitch to Rao. Fly ball to center field, playable. Davis jogging over, waiting under it now, and makes the catch. Side out. So a run on a hit, and 2 walks and 2 left. The score at the end of 7 innings of play. Dodgers 5 and the St. Louis Cardinals have 1.
Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. It's the water, oh, that makes it ole beer. It's the water and the hot beer.
Special care that makes Olympia such a special beer. That's Olympia. It's the way we age our ole beer. It's the water and the lot. It's the hops and grain, the best that we can find. It's the extra time. That's just one reason why. The time to make it great, to make Olympia. It's the water and the lot.
Danny Goodman's latest souvenir bargain package, 4 items, $2, including mailing and handling. A package of 25 by 7 Dodger pictures with autographs. A 1972 Dodger yearbook, 12 National League Club pennants, and a Dodger baseball cap. Send your name and address, $2 to Danny Goodman, Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, 90012. Okay, we're all set to go into the 8th inning. More play. Here's Sven.
All right, Jerry, the Dodgers holding on to a 5-1 lead. They'll have catcher Steve Yeager, then Doug Rao, and Lee Lacy. Yeager has triple, struck out, and walked. Folker's first pitch over for a strike, 0-1. Now the next one swung on and missed, strike 2. 0-2 to Yeager. Dodgers 5 runs, 8 hits. And the Cardinals 1 run, 3 hits. The strike 2 pitch on the way is a curveball high, ball 1, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, low in the dirt. Two balls and 2 strikes to Steve Yeager. Folker's back with a fastball, and he just missed outside with it. Kind of pounds his left hand into the heart of his glove. Thought he had it. Joe Grisenda throwing now in the Cardinal bullpen, and the fastball is swung on and missed, strike 3. So Yeager strikes out, 1 away, and the batter will be Doug Rao. Rao tripled home run, walked and sacrificed. He had the Cardinals shut out for 6 innings. His control deserted him briefly in the 7th, and he gave up 1 run. But he's still leading handily, 5-1 in the 8th with 1 out. This will be Folker's last inning of work. He's due to bat second when the Cardinals hit in the 8th inning. He gets a strike to Rao. The Cardinals are due to have Jose Cruz, the left fielder, then Folkers and Sizemore, so they're getting Brazenda ready. High chopper wide to third. Torrey one-hands and fires across to Simmons, who makes a good tag on Rao coming by, having left the bag. Oh, nice play by Ted Simmons. 2 down in the 8th inning. And that brings up Lee Lacy. Lacy is 2 for 4, both singles to right field. He is struck out and grounded out. Had it not been for a nice play by Lowell Palmer in the 4th inning, Lacy would be 3 for 4. So Lee waiting. Folkers looks into Jutzy, ready and delivers, and the curve foul back on 1. Probably the most watched player on the field. Every movement he makes is being scrutinized closely by about a dozen big league scouts. Is the Cardinal catcher Skip Jutzy. The pitch to Lee Lacy is high, 1-1. Because, first of all, he comes up with the reputation of being the outstanding catcher in the American Association. The pitch high, ball 2, 2-1. And they know that Ted Simmons is certainly the number 1 catcher in the Cardinal plan. Therefore, the scouts are watching Jutzy and deciding whether he would be worth making a big deal for and whether he'd be ready to catch first string next year in the big leagues. Pitch is outside to Lacy, ball 3, 3-1. Skip Jutzy, J-U-T-Z-E, is the 3-1 pitch. Lacy takes high, ball 4. So a 2-out walk will bring up Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner fouled out, grounded out, lined out, and grounded out. It's been a long day for Bill. He's 0 for 4. Last night he went 0 for 4 in the second game. He's 0 for 10, and he takes high, ball 1. He's had 1 hit in the 3 games that was a triple. I would give him 1 for 12 in the series. The 1-0 pitch, Buckner grounds it down to Sizemore, who retreats, still stays with it to get him, and the Dodgers are done in the 8th. By the end of 7.5, the Dodgers 5 and the Cardinals 1.
There's at least one tire dealer who thinks the only good tire sale is one that offers a tire you'd probably buy, even if it wasn't on sale. That tire dealer is your Union 76 dealer. Right now, participating Union 76 stations in the Los Angeles area are showing their spirit by having a sale on their best-selling tire, the Union 76 3-Star. It's called the Bestseller Tire Sale. Buy 2 3-star tires and save between $10 and $20. There's no money necessary if you use a Union 76 credit card. Union 76's best-selling 3-star tires are made with 4 full plies of polyester cord in modern 78 series design. Even before the bestseller tire sale, 3-stars were the least expensive 4-ply polyester cord tires sold by Union 76. Now, the bestseller is an even better deal. Visit your Union 76 dealer during his bestseller tire sale and drive away with a set of tires you might have bought even if they weren't on sale. The spirit of 76 lives at Union Oil.
Bottom of the 8th, 5-1 Dodgers. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors for the Cardinals. Doug Rao making his major league debut for the Dodgers, and so far so good. He had a 6-inning shutout, gave up a run in the 7th on a couple of walks, and he was lucky in the 7th. He needed a very big play, and he got it. With first and second and nobody out, Ted Simmons hit a shot that would have been extra bases. And Bobby Valentine made a great play. And Rao could easily have given up 3 runs in the 7th inning had it not been for Valentine's saver. So Doug still has a comfortable lead of 5-1. And he's pitching to Jose Cruz, who tries to drag a bunt but leaves it in Yeager's mitt for a strike, 0-1. Jerry McNertney is on deck to hit for pitcher Rick Folkers. Brazenda and Ray Baer are throwing in the Cardinal pen. Cruz takes a curveball low, 1-1. Five-1 Dodgers in the 8th. Now the 1-1 pitch to Jose Cruz, a ground ball down to Lacey. Lee gloves it, gets rid of it in a hurry, and that'll do it for Cruz. So Cruz taps out, 1 out in the 8th. Here is Jerry McNertney batting for Rich Folkers with Ted Sizemore on deck. McNertney is hitting .222, 9 RBIs. Rao looks in to get a sign from Yeager. Doug checking. McNertney fussing up there at the place of timeout till he's ready. Now we are, and the left-handed delivers. Fastball away, ball 1. It's hard to tell you about Doug Rao. I mean, you sit here and watch him, and you are not overly impressed. He's not throwing that hard. He doesn't have that great appearing stuff, but he's getting them out. The 1-0 pitch on the way. High fly ball to left field. Crawford waited, then has to come jogging in. He's still coming in and makes the catch for the out. So McNertney, a fly ball to left field. The big thing, he's had excellent control outside of that momentary lapse in the 7th inning. Left-handers have just about a built-in happy faculty of being able to have a baseball move. The question is, can they get it over the plate? And you get a left-hander who throws strikes, and he is particularly troublesome. Sizemore takes low, ball 1. And I would think that that's the thing about Doug Rao. Sitting up here watching him, you don't see too much, but his ball has to be moving on these hitters. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, popped in the air back of first base. Over to get it is Parker. He's right there and makes the catch, and Rao just makes it look so easy. So they're gone in the 8th, and at the end of 8, Dodgers 5, Cardinals 1. Well, there are no days off for the Dodgers over Labor Day weekend, but for many of you folks, it's 3 days of just lazing around. And it's a good time to try something totally different in your holiday barbecuing. A Farmer John boneless fresh pork leg. Farmer John boneless fresh pork legs are so new, they've hardly happened. And they're the most delicious happening that ever went round and round on a rotisserie. Just think, all pork. Sweet, succulent, fresh pork with no bone. And because it's Farmer John pork, it's as fresh can be. Farmer John brings the Eastern corn-fed porkers out here live. Then the meat's U.S. inspected and dressed fresh here in the West. Most other packers ship their pork in frozen or cold storage. So look for Farmer John boneless fresh pork legs in your market. Or ask your butcher. Get a whole leg or just a part, but shop early because these new pork roasts are still in short supply. Put a Farmer John boneless fresh pork leg on your holiday shopping list now. Don't forget, 14 more dates at Dodger Stadium, starting with the doubleheader on Labor Day evening with the Cincinnati Reds. That's this Monday, the 5 o'clock doubleheader. And the auto gates and turnstiles open at 3 p.m. with Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, and company. Then there'll be 2 more games with the Reds on the nights of the 5th and the 6th. There'll be a spectacular pre- and between-game show staged by the United States Air Force on Labor Day. The 15th Air Force's band from March Field, the famous drill team from Edwards, a missing man flyover of 4 F-106s from Hamilton Air Force Base north of San Francisco, all coordinated into a colorful show. And before the game the next night, September the 5th, the cast of Adam 12, the TV cops. They'll take on the Los Angeles Police Department. You'll see Marty Milner, Kent McCord, and many others. 9th inning, 5-1 Dodgers. Ball game is just about 2 hours old now. We had a rain delay, but thanks to the AstroTurf, able to get it in. Ray Bear, B-A-R-E, comes in to pick up. He'll be the 4th Cardinal pitcher. Bear is 0-1 with the league. This is his 9th game. Right-handed delivers, and Davis hits a high drive into deep right center field. Melendez to the track near the wall makes the catch about 390 feet away. Look for a moment there as if the Dodgers would finally hit a home run in St. Louis, but Willie was a couple of feet shy on a long drive to right center. 1 out, and Wes Parker the batter. Parker flied to left and walked, popped up and flied to center. Wes 0 for 3. The pitch to Parker fouled away off to the left, 0-1 the count. Ray Bear was with the Cardinals in spring training. He's born and raised in Miami, Florida. Off-speed pitch is a strike and a count 0-2. Ray, 6'2", 195-pounder. When the Cardinals come up in the bottom of the ninth, standing in the way of Doug Rauh's first victory and first complete game in his first start in the big leagues will be Messrs. Carbo, Torrey, and Simmons, three pretty fair hitters. Parker fouls another one away. 0-2, the count to Wes Parker. Wes has a look at a breaking ball low. Ball 1, 1-2. Grisenda and Cumberland, a couple of left-handers throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. The 1-2 pitch outside, one-handed by Jutzy. 2-2. Ray Bear and Skip Jutzy. An infield of Simmons and Sizemore, Anderson and Torrey. An outfield of Cruz, Melendez, and Carbo. 2-2 pitch. Parker hits an off-speeder to the right of the mound. Down to get it is Bear. Ray fires to Simmons for the out. 2 away. Willie Crawford, the batter, walked, hit into a force play, walked again, and singled. So Crawford is 1 for 2. Time call by plate umpire Mel Steiner. A ball loose from the Cardinal bullpen, retrieved by Bernie Carbo. All right, Crawford at the plate. Ninth inning, 5-1 Dodgers. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike on 1. Boy, you wouldn't have given much chance of getting this one in a few hours ago, but here we are in the ninth. The ball game about 2 hours and 3 minutes old, and Crawford takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, Willie takes in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. Ray Bear, the fourth Cardinal pitcher. Don Durham started. He couldn't get out of the second inning. The 2-1 pitch is a bouncer off the glove of Bear, deflected to Anderson, who throws, and then Simmons on a big stretch is unable to hold on to the ball. Ted that time tried to handle a low throw with his knuckles facing the sky. Had he turned his hand over so that the palm was facing the sky, he would have held on to the ball. But with knuckles up, it hit the glove and then spilled out, and it'll be Simmons drawing the error. A more experienced first baseman would have handled a low throw. So a 2-out error charged to Ted Simmons, and the batter is Bobby Valentine. Ground ball into right field. Base hit. Crawford takes a look at Carbo and holds at second base. The going is too slow to try and take an extra base. So a 2-out error followed by a base hit, and the batter will be Bill Russell. And for Bobby Valentine, that is his third hit. He made a great play defensively in the 7th inning. And in the 5th inning, he might have had his 4th hit. He had a line drive, but right at the shortstop, Dwayne Anderson. So Valentine having a big day. And Bobby came into the game at 269. So here is Bill Russell. Walked and hit by a pitch, grounded out twice, 0 for 2. Bear's fastball, a high chopper, back of the mound. Bear gloves it, gets rid of it in a hurry, and Simmons handles it for the out. No runs, 1 hit, an error, 2 left, and at the end of 8.5 innings, Dodgers 5, Cardinals 1. In this world, you only get what you pay for unless you buy a Toyota Mark II. Because when you buy a Toyota Mark II, you pay a low economy price and get a car that's up to its roof in luxury. The Mark II comes with brocaded, adjustable, foam cushioned, fully reclining bucket seats. A nice little surprise when you were just expecting someplace to sit. You get a rear window defroster instead of just one for the front window. A nice little surprise when you were expecting to do the back window by hand. You get white walls instead of black walls, power front disc brakes instead of just brakes, and tinted windows instead of the sun. All standard, and there's plenty more. So take a look at the Toyota Mark II. And if you get the feeling you'll get more than you're paying for, well, now, don't be shocked. You're not the first person to feel that way. And remember, while supply lasts, pick up a free 100-page Olympic guidebook at participating Toyota dealers. Licensed drivers only. Supply is limited. As we go to the bottom of the ninth inning with the Dodgers leading the Cardinals 5-1, let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
It's now 2 minutes until 2 o'clock. This is KTAR in Phoenix.
For Dodger Station.
Bottom of the ninth inning, 5-1 Dodgers. Bernie Carbo, Joe Torre, and Ted Simmons in that order. And Doug Rauch 3 outs away from his first big league complete game victory in his first start. It's a big day for Doug, this 2nd of September. The left-hander delivers. Carbo takes high and inside, ball 1. Bernie has popped to short, struck out, walked, and scored the only Cardinal run in the 7th inning. Now the 1-0 pitch to Carbo. Grounded foul outside of first and down the line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over 9,000 came out today, and that's a lot of people. If you'd been in St. Louis and saw the weather, you can't imagine that 9,000 would be here, because it meant that almost all of them came to the park in the rain. Boy, you have to be pretty optimistic. But by golly, they got the game in. 1-1 to count to Bernie Carbo. Rauch back to the plate, and it's pop foul back of the plate and into the lower deck. He really jammed in keeping that pitch in on the hands. 1-2. Carbo doing a fine job since he moved over to the Cardinals. He was hitting 143 for the Reds. He has doubled that. He's hitting 287 as a Cardinal. The 1-2 pitch to Bernie Carbo. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And so Rauch picks up his second strikeout, and it's Carbo each time. Doug Rauch has allowed only 3 hits. A 1-out double to Simmons in the 2nd inning. Then he retired 10 in a row until he gave up a 2-out double to Jutsi in the 5th. Then he allowed a 2-out single to drive in a run to Jutsi in the 7th. Rauch's fastball is grounded to Russell. Bill picks it up across to first base in the dirt, one-handed by Parker, and that'll do it for Joe Torre. And now Rauch is 1 out away from a complete game victory and a 3-hitter to boot. Ted Simmons has hit the ball very hard. He hadn't been fooled once by Rauch. Ted doubled to left center, lined out to right in the 5th inning, and then perhaps the key play of the game. In the 7th, with 2 on and nobody out, hit a line drive that was backhanded as Bobby Valentine did a pirouette to take an extra base hit away from him. Rauch ready, delivers, Simmons looking, and takes a strike. 0-1. Two out in the 9th. 5-1 Dodgers. Doug backs off the rubber, scrapes at the dirt, now both feet on top, and looks in for a sign. Rauch into the windup. Doug strike 1 pitch. Fastball low. 1-1. He snapped that one. So with the distinguished left-handers in starting roles, Tommy John, Al Downing, and Claude Osteen, another left-hander bidding for a starting job, Doug Rauch. The 1-1 pitch, curve low and inside, ball 2. 2-1 to Simmons. Doug had a big year at Albuquerque. He was Lasorda's ace down there. He won 14 and lost 3. 2-1 pitch, high with a fastball, ball 3. So he's behind to the one man who has ripped him hard, Ted Simmons. He's had good swings at him each time. Ted has a look at Vern Benson. Now the 3-1 pitch to the Cardinal first base. Line drive right at Valentine. And Simmons has to be an angry young man. He hit 4 line drives, and he goes 1 for 4. And for Doug Rauch, all the way to win it, 5-1. For the Dodgers, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Cardinals, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. Doug Rauch all the way. He's 1-0. He'll be our guest on the postgame show. Don Durham, the loser, is 2-7. It's the second time the Dodgers have bagged him this year. The Dodgers have won 7 of 11 from the Cardinals, winning 3 of 5 here, 4 out of 6 at home. Tomorrow it'll be Bill Singer and Reggie Cleveland. Warm-up 10:55, game time 11:15 on KFI, the Dodger Radio Network. And in the Los Angeles area, Channel 9, KHJ TV. Singer is 5-13, and Cleveland is 13-11. Once again, final score, Dodgers 5, Cardinals 1.
KTAR Radio 620.
Well, it certainly is. And good going, Dodgers. Baseball fans, too, will be interested in knowing that the Cubs beat the Padres 8-0 this afternoon, and Milt Pappas pitched a no-hitter for the Cubbies. They don't do that every day, you know.
Uptown got his hustler, Bowery got his bum, 42nd Street got Big Jim.